Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today, back on the Google Docs, you know what that means. Off-season previews, hitting the Milwaukee Bucks. Very interesting team. Gonna be in the headlines for Giannis. Is he gonna get traded? If he doesn't, what do they do? If he does, what do they get? If you guys enjoy this video and enjoy this content, like and subscribe. Comment what team you'd like to see next. I might hit one of the rebuilding teams in my next video. Spurs, not really rebuild, Spurs, Jazz maybe, but again, if you enjoy this, just leave me a like. It helps me out, grow this channel, and let's get right into it. So, as we can see here with the Bucks, they are in a very tough situation, right? They have Giannis and Dame. Dame's not going to play next year, or he's going to miss the vast majority of the season towards Achilles in the playoffs. And even with him, they were kind of going nowhere. This is a team without assets. It sucks, in my opinion. They're just not good. I know they made the playoffs, but in the East, if you have Giannis, you're going to make the playoffs. I think in the West, this team would have been a 9 or 10 seed. Going through the roster player, so we have Dame, $54.1 million, 2 years left on his deal, with a torn Achilles, 35 years old. I just heavily doubt he is going to play next season, and honestly, I don't think he'll ever play in a Bucks uniform again. It's tough, because I think you'd want to trade him if you're the Bucks, but you know that, I mean, no one's going to trade for Dame. Then we got Giannis, 54.1 as well, 3 years left on his deal. All right, let's just get into the meat and potatoes of this video. I don't think Giannis is going to get traded. I think it's more likely that the Bucks try and build around him than trade him. And I think the reasons for this is simple. I just think if you're the Bucks, you don't own your picks for the next half decade. Now, I have a trade where the Bucks do get their picks back, but it involves some very complex 14 deals, because it's not like one team owns their picks. Their picks are scattershotted around the league. So if you trade Giannis, like, yeah, you can get 4 first-round picks, but you don't own your picks, and you're going to be horrible. Outside of Giannis, this team might be the worst team in the league. So you're going to be stuck with 30-win seasons, 20-win seasons without your draft pick. So I don't think you can really tank. But if you keep Giannis, there is just nothing. I mean, they have one tradable first-round pick, and there's some teams that don't have picks, like the Lakers, who don't really have a lot of picks. The difference is, like, the Lakers are good. Like, the Lakers have a good team. They're looking to reach the next level of team. The Bucks is, like, not even close. Not even not close. They're not close, and they're old. Giannis is north of 30. Dame is cooked. Like, if Dame was healthy, I think it'd be a different conversation. I think you could honestly be like, okay, if they make some savvy moves, but yeah, it's going to be interesting with Giannis, because I think he's a clear top 4 player in the NBA. I think he's got probably 3-4 years left of being at this level. He's the best player in your franchise's history. You have to build around him. But the problem is, I don't know how they're going to build around Giannis. I'm going to be real. I don't know how. It's the worst, one of the worst situations in the NBA. At least, like, the Suns can trade Booker and KD, and they can get assets for both. You can't do that for the Bucks. So I don't know. I don't think he gets traded. I just don't think I just don't think they're going to get enough value for him, and they're not going to be able to get their pick swaps back. But moving on, we got Kyle Kuzma. I call him Kyle Luzma. He's a horrific basketball player. Put up a Tony Snell stat line in the NBA playoffs. He sucks. He's bad at everything. He can't shoot, can't defend, can't dribble, can't pass. He's just kind of there. It's kind of weird, because he used to be like an actual, like, good role player with the Lakers, but he's just not good, and he's getting paid $22 million. Like, his contract's fine, but you're not getting anything for him. He's a negative asset more than likely. Got Bobby Portis, he's fine. he's alright, I guess, but nothing that I would really think is good. Pat Connaughton's not good. Yeah, Kevin Porter, he's on a player option. He'll decline that. I think you should re-sign him, even if he's a terrible, awful human being who, should not be in the NBA. He is decent. You got AJ Green, who's good. Chris Livingston's whatever. Action Jackson, one of the few fun players on the roster. And then Tyler Smith is whatever. Gary Trent and Taurean Prince, both free agents. I'd bring back Gary Trent. I think you could bring him back at around $10 million a year. Because I do think he's good. I think if you bring back Gary Trent, Kevin Porter, Taurean Prince, like you got some decent role players on the roster. But yeah, I mean, this team is, whew. But they don't have young players, and they also don't really have contracts to trade. It's like Kuzma's a negative asset. Pat Connaughton's a negative asset. They don't have a Rui or anything like that. They have a lot of expiring, so like Connaughton and Bobby are expiring deals. So maybe that's a saving grace, but yeah, this roster is not good. And especially if if we cross out Dame, oh boy. The 3 keys for the offseason, I don't even have trade, is figure out Giannis' future. That's the big one. What are you doing with Giannis? Are you keeping him? Are you trading him? I just don't think he's gonna get traded. Now, if Giannis stays, you have to find athleticism. I mean, this roster is so unathletic. They're not going to bring back Brook. They're slow. They're unathletic. They're old. They got to get athletes. They got to get athletes at center. They got to get athletes in the wing. And they got to probably get a guard to help Giannis without Dame. If Giannis leaves, you blow it up. And I think, what does that even mean? Probably just trading Giannis. Giannis leaving is just, we're trading Giannis, and that's it. There's nothing else to do. I think you could trade Dame, but I was trying to cook up some sort of Dame Paul George swap, but I couldn't figure out, like, why would the Sixers do that, other than his short contract's a year shorter. I guess, I mean, if Giannis stays, maybe a Dame Paul George trade is, like, something you do. That is so disgusting. Oh my goodness, that's so bad. But again, I think it makes more sense to trade Giannis if you really think that you can get some of your swaps back. And I think there is some ways you can finagle where you trade. Let's say you do a Nets trade and you get like 6 first-round picks, and then you trade those picks for your pick swaps. So, like, you trade an unprotected Nets first in 2031 for your swap in 2030. Right? I think there's ways you can do that. So I do think if they traded Giannis, they would almost certainly parry those picks into their own picks, into their swaps. And I think that's what they should do. Because, again, they traded their swaps, not their outright picks. And that's the key to me in terms of, like, I think there's a way where they can get their picks back and control their future. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. That's going to do it for the tracker part, for the docs part. Again, not a very long one. There isn't many guys I care to talk about. I mean, Giannis is great. We know he's great. Dame's hurt. They're fit. They don't fit well together at all. Giannis is an interesting player, in my opinion. I saw this on Twitter, and it said, it's really hard to build around Giannis, and he's only won 1 ring, only made 1 finals. And while I agree, it's just really hard to build a winning team in the league nowadays. Gone are the days of, like, if you just have the top 3 player, you're just great. No, you gotta have a great team. Like, that's for all top guys. Like, it's hard to build around Jokic. It's hard to build around Luka. It's hard to build around Shea. It's hard to build around Giannis. It's just hard to build a winning team. Because to win in the NBA, you have to have an elite player. That's a prerequisite. That's not a, if we have it, we have it. That you have to have it. And Giannis is uniquely challenging. Like, it's uniquely challenging to build around Luka and Jokic's defensive problems. With Giannis, like, it's hard. You gotta probably have a center that can shoot. Gotta have guards that can play make for him and create in the half court. But I also think it's like, I mean, if you get good players around him, they'll do good. So, again, I disagree. But Giannis is a tough player because he's not really a 5. He doesn't do center things. But, yeah, let's get into the trades. Going to have Giannis trades, and then we're also going to have trades to help with the roster. But let's get to it. So we are back here going into... I have 3 Giannis trades and then 2 trades if he stays. This first one is crazy. As I said, these trades are not hard. And I didn't try too hard on these because I don't think he's going to get traded. This first one, the Nets. I don't know why they want Giannis. They're so far away that I don't think it makes a lick of sense to trade for him. But if you want to do it, here we go. So Giannis at the Nets, and then I have Cam Johnson and Claxton. They get traded to the Bucks, but then rerouted to the Blazers and Pelicans. Pelicans need a big man. Blazers, maybe one Cam Johnson. The Bucks get CJ and Anthony Simons, so they get 2 expirings. Anthony Simons is like, hey, we can build around this guy for the future. You know, he's someone who can play. He's good. And then CJ McCollum's just a big expiring. You get the 8th pick, so you can draft someone. Malawach, maybe Concanupple. You get the 27th pick, another guy you can build around, and then you get your swap rights in 2026, 2027, and 2028. So you would now own your picks 2026 through 2028, and you'd also get a Knicks pick in 2027. So if you wanted to tank and be like, we're going to tank for like the next 3 seasons, here's how you would do it. Again, do I think this is likely? No. I don't think he's going to get traded. But if there is a trade, I think it would look something like this if you were going to do the Nets aspect of it. Again, the Nets, they have Giannis and a bunch of nothing. It's just, having cap space in today's NBA is not very helpful. Like, free agency is dead. Like, it's not a thing anymore. Not in that you can't get good players out of free agency, but to me, free agency is like getting some stuff around the margins, using my mid-level exception, trying to get some guys on a vet minimum. It's not where I'm getting my stars anymore. And I think the reason is teams now have gotten so asset-focused that almost any star is going to get traded. It's going to get traded. And that's why the Nets, it's like, oh, we have $60 million in cap space, and the best player is Jonathan Kuminga. And I don't even want him. So, if they got Giannis, like, could they go sign Naz Reid to a $30 million a year and go sign Nikhil and build a team? Yeah, but again, this is a bit of a weird trade, but I couldn't think of another one. Next one, got the Spurs. I think they get KD. I think it makes a lot of sense for both sides. But if you're going to do a Giannis trade, I have Vassell, Barnes, the 2nd pick, the 14th pick, 2027 Atlanta 1st, and a 2029 unprotected. It's a lot. I did not put Castle. I don't think Castle would be involved. But if you're the Bucks, I mean, this is a home run. And as I said a minute ago in my initial section, I think you would parry the 2027 and 2029 picks for some pick swaps. By getting the 2nd pick is like, okay, boom, we have Dylan Harper, Devin Vassell. That's like our young core with Action Jackson. That's kind of our nucleus. And we get some other picks as well to help us out. We'll trade those for our swaps in 2026 and 2027. So, again, I do think if you trade Giannis, like, that's the way you could kind of save yourself from despair. And for the Spurs, I mean, obviously you do this, right? The Aaron Fox, Giannis, Wemby is a crazy trio. But I think KD makes more sense to them because, like, we still get Dylan Harper and we get Kevin Durant. The Spurs are a team, man. If they get Dylan Harper and KD, is there a world where they're a WCF team next year? Is there a universe parallel to our own where they're winning like 55 games? I don't think it's improbable, but again, I don't think this will happen. But if Giannis is going to get traded to the Spurs, it would look something like this. We have the Raptors. They've been tied to him. I don't know why. Like, the Raptors are not even close, but sure. I got Scotty Barnes, Jakob Poeltl, 3 unprotected firsts and a pick swap. 9th pick, 2027 pick, 2029 pick. I think this would be a great haul for the Bucks. Again, you reroute that swap and those 2 picks for your own picks. You got Scotty Barnes and Jakob Poeltl who are solid. This is a good move for them. For the Raptors, why do they want Giannis? I don't get it. He is not gonna. I mean, they'll be good, but it's what Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, and Giannis is your core. It's such a weird team. But again, he's one of the teams he's been tied to. And that's going to be it for the Giannis trades. Again, I really don't think he's going to get traded. I didn't try too hard on these. The rumors that we've seen, and Jake Fisher reported, that other teams around the league believe that Giannis is going to stay. Doesn't mean he's going to, but executives around the league believe he's going to stay. So that tells me, I think most people kind of assume he's staying. And maybe, again, I just think almost certainly he stays. Not certainly, but I think he stays. So let's get into some trades if he does stay. They don't have assets. They have one pick. They don't have anything. First one I got here, I saw a report that Kristaps Porzingis might take a first-round pick to dump him. You would almost have to dump KP with a first, but in this situation, I mean, the Bucks or the Celtics are getting back peanuts. I mean, Bobby Portis and Connaughton suck. Tyler Smith is there to get the salaries to work, and then you get a second-round pick for KP. If I'm the Bucks, I mean, I'd be all over this. KP isn't expiring. If he can stay healthy, which he won't, but if if we're in a parallel universe and he stays healthy, he's the perfect center next to Giannis, a guy who can really stretch the floor. He's just Brook Lopez. He's just younger Brook Lopez. This would be a great trade for them. He's an expiring, and there's not a lot of risk, in my opinion, to it. Why would the Celtics do this? The Celtics are in a weird place because they have compounding luxury tax, meaning that every year they stay above the second apron, not the luxury tax. Every year they stay above the second apron, it like compounds how much money they owe. So it's like it's gonna be like $500 million is how much they're gonna have to pay their roster. So they're gonna get under the second apron. They're gonna trade KP and Drew, and I think that something like this makes sense to me. They don't get up a lot of money, and it could be a situation where like Pat Connaughton, gets rerouted to the Nets or something, and that pick gets rerouted to the Nets, and that's how they get off more money. But I like this for the Bucks. The Bucks have got to take shots at distressed assets, because they don't have assets of their own. Next, in the last trade I got, I mean, if you guys couldn't tell, I could not think of many trades because they just need so much. It's not, oh, they need a center, or oh, they need a point guard. They need everything. Maybe the Blazers are not going to re-sign Anthony Simons. They get you get a future pick, which could be so valuable, and you could own the Bucks drafts. Like, you own their 30 swap, their 28 swap, and now their 31 unprotected, and maybe Giannis is available in the trade deadline, and you want to trade for Giannis, and it's, hey, we can give you all your picks back. That would be really good for them. But I like Anthony. He's a guard. Again, guys, there is just not a whole lot in the way of in trades for the Bucks to get better. This team is in a dark place. I think they got to trade Giannis. I think if you could get a trade like this, it saves the franchise. I just don't see a world where they can build around him. They would just need so many things to go their way. So many things would have to go their way for Giannis for it to work out. They traded AJ Johnson for no reason, right? He was a young guy who, imagine if you had this 19-year-old kid who's, hey, he's years away, but, well, Dame's not playing next year, so now AJ Johnson can get a bunch of reps, and he can be something, right? the dangers of going all in multiple times is what the Bucks have done. Going in all in once is fine, but going all in twice, first for Drew and then for Dame, is what you see happen. So, not a very positive video because there's not many positive things to say about the Bucks. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you're a Bucks fan, you probably did not enjoy this one. Again, I don't know what team I'm going to do next. I've said Celtics now for 3 episodes. I do really want to talk about the Celtics because they are super interesting. And I think what Celtics fans think they're going to get for Drew and KP, maybe not what they're actually going to get for Drew and KP. But hope you guys enjoyed. Again, like, subscribe, comment. Really comment anything. I don't care what you comment. But please comment the next team you want to see me do. Again, at this point, I don't really care what team I do next. So if you comment, you want to see your favorite team or just some team in general, comment that and I'll do it. So hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys all next time.